Thought I'd do a YouTube video of my camper's battery setup. It's fairly unique, so I thought other people might benefit from it. It's a tri-battery system where there's the standard starter and auxiliary battery at the front, with a second battery system in the actual rear of the vehicle, in the camper section. This can replicate what a caravan would or a camper trailer would have, where the rear of the car is instead of being inside the car, it's might be inside a caravan. So what I've got a dual battery 200 amp hour AC Delco batteries in the rear. That's the first. Second, they're running in parallel and they're charged primarily while I'm driving and by solar by the CTEK D250S dual. Got the solar panel on the roof of the car. That's always connected, doesn't disconnect. It's an 80 watt BP Australia solar panel. Got my yellow top Optima as my main cranking battery, and this is my main feed out to the rear of the vehicle, as I just showed you before. That's a 10mm square heavy duty cable. I've then got the standard dual battery Redarc SBI12 dual battery isolator with the standard auxiliary in the front of the vehicle. It's another 100 amp hour AC Delco. What makes it unique is the way it's all set up. I've got, if I connect my power like so, I've got a Projecta IC2500, which is here, which connects, even though it's here, it connects directly to the main battery. And as that charges the main battery, power is flowing through, charges up directly the Optima at the front. Once that clicks over, I think it's 13.2 volts, the Redarc clicks over, allows charge to go into the standard auxiliary battery. As that happens, if these rear batteries require any additional charging, or they need to be maintained, the DC to DC CTEK unit will draw power from the charger and the front battery and draw the 20 amp current directly and fill up these battery, and this MPPT charger will manage the efficient charging of these two rear batteries. Now I'll show you a wiring diagram to help explain that. CTEK are happy with what I've done because I've contacted them. Projecta are a bit confused by the setup. They don't see a major problem with the vehicle. I think they're just mainly concerned that we're not going to be getting optimal charging for the auxiliary battery, because the way I've got them set up, how it clicks over using the Redarc dual battery unit. And also they're not sure how these batteries are going to charge, but in my opinion this is just drawing a load, and as long as the CTEK unit is of lesser current out or current draw than what the battery charger can do, there shouldn't be a problem. I've also got, so that's the charging capacity. I can select here from my power to come from number one, which is the rear batteries, or if I click it over to number two, like so, I'm now drawing from the front auxiliary battery. That then leads into the Projecta low voltage disconnect. So when the voltage drops below 11 volts at any, it disconnects all power output to any auxiliary item I have connected. That then leads into the very handy BainTech fuse and bus bar distribution block that's leading out. I've got all these cables leading to various lights around the vehicle, and there's various items connected to this car, so I won't go into that. I've got a 300 watt power inverter, which I've wired this separate in-circuit inline switch, so I can charge my, that's 240 volts through the 300 watt inverter, and it's connected by this switch. Reason for that is because I typically have a whole camper fridge and drawers and cooking kitchen set up here, and I can't normally get easy access to this, so that's why I've had to make that switch there. These 4 switches are for lighting all around the vehicle. This switch here is that light there. This is my rear battery voltage. That's the battery voltage here. This is the second auxiliary battery at the front of the vehicle. This is the solar panel voltage. And here's my mimic panel for my Projecta battery charger. Now, as you can see, it is getting a bit confused. That's my only concern with this setup, that it's going into recondition mode. As you can see, it does go off recondition mode after a few hours, but I'm just keeping an eye on that to make sure it's not really an issue. And that's it. I will show you a wiring diagram of this setup, just to help show you what I've done, and hopefully you can learn from what I've done to be able to implement in your caravan or your camper. Just make sure you've always got your circuit breakers throughout your system, because if something does go wrong, you don't want to cause a fire within the car. And additionally, I might add these 2 here are for my fridge. So if I'm connected to 240 volts, I can connect my fridge up to this, and it automatically, the Engel fridge will know that, or draw power from this. Alternatively, it draws power from my 12 volt output. So yeah, hope you've learned something. So here's the wiring diagram. That's the yellow top Optima. That's the front Redarc, so that's the Redarc battery, and then the AC Delco at the front of the car that I showed you before. And here's the 200 amp hour batteries which are running in parallel. So the way they're wired is, as the alternator charges the main battery, the CTEK unit draws power through DC-DC and charges these 2 batteries. The Redarc, when over 13.2 volts, the Redarc turns on and charges the AC Delco at the front. The 80 watt solar panel is then used to charge through the CTEK to charge the 2 rear batteries. When 240 volts connected, the Projecta IC2500 is powered, energized, connects through this junction here, primarily down and around to the alternator battery, and allows current to go into the front of the vehicle, but also allows for the CTEK unit to be turned on as the voltage is over 13 volts, and allows the current to be drawn down by the CTEK unit into these batteries here. Okay, so that's the wiring diagram. If you've got any questions, happy to help.